following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views or ideas of the staff or management of KWSH or the 110 Broadcast Group.
History. Good morning. Welcome to the June 16, 2020 edition of the Seminole Nation radio program. I am your host, Bo Whitekiller. Today, we've got a little bit of news, a little bit of information about what's going on here in Seminole County. And my glasses are fogging up because I got the mask on. But, you know, it's one of the things we got to learn how to deal with, that and Clorox wipes, of course. You got those things. And our kids being home and making our life really, really interesting as they're home during the summertime with this COVID-19. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good time today and hydrating. Make sure you hydrate, drink that water. Again, wash them hands, make sure everything's sanitized, do the right thing as we continue on with this pandemic. Today, we had a scheduled guest again. They may call in, may not. I don't think they will be, but we're looking to promote some of the information that's going on at the Seminole Nation Museum. They do have an exhibit. They are currently open there in Woke, Oklahoma. Muskogee Voices, I believe, is the name of the exhibit, and it'll be continuing till August as far as the opening of that. And if you get a chance to go down there to the Seminole Nation Museum and tour it, highly encourage it. They also have a lot of wares that are sold down there by local vendors and Seminole artists. So check it out. If we do not get the caller in today, then we'll definitely reschedule them for another time down the line. But there's a series of about 4 or 5 artists, I believe, that will be promoting some of their work, or that some of their work is being promoted down there during this exhibit. So again, highly encourage you. Check it out. Seminole Nation Museum, Muskogee Voices. Recently we had some folks of ours in the local community walk on and share some of the information that we were given. Funeral services were held 10 a.m. Saturday, June 13th, 2020 at Sand Creek Baptist Church for Don Lee Hill, age 70, a resident of Sasauk, Oklahoma, who passed away Thursday, June 11th, 2020 at OU Medical Center in Oklahoma City. Burial followed at the Walton Family Cemetery. Casket bearers were Ron Daniels, Vincent Aguilar, Philippe Aguilar, Anthony Eccles, Brad Collinsworth, Finis Howell, Sunhawk Hill, Neshoba Hill, Haytuk Hill, and Tuska Hill. Don was born June 15th, 1949 in Camp Carson, Colorado, to Harry and Sarah Ann Mingus Hill. He worked as an upholsterer. He loved riding down dirt roads, listening to country and western music, and eating barbecue. He was a father figure to many and loved spending time with his family, especially his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. His best buddy and brother was Brad Collinsworth. He was preceded in death by his parents, Harry and Sarah Hill, his wife, Bessie Duncan Hill, 4 grandsons, and an infant brother. Jeanette Fixco passed away Thursday, June 10th, 2020 at her home in Holdenville, Oklahoma at the age of 64. Jeanette was born April 25th, 1956 in Spalding, Oklahoma to Robert Fixco Sr. and Mamie Thompson Fixco. She attended Holdenville Public School, where she was. Jeanette is preceded in death by her parents, brother Johnny Fixco, nephew Preston Mealy, and cousin Billy Fixco. She is survived by her children, William Thomas Fixco of Holdenville, Candace Alexandra Taipei of Cushing, Demas Alexander Taipei of Cushing, grandson Isaiah Lucas Taipei, siblings Arma Coley of Oklahoma City, Robert Fixco Jr. of Holdenville, Susie Wind of Okemah, and Elizabeth Mealy of Muskogee. Pallbearers were Travis Wynn, Russell Wynn, Martin Wynn, Robert Cully, Jason Fixco, and Robbie Fixco. Honorary pallbearers were Brian Ross and Raymond Mealy. A private family-only graveside service was held. Michael Yola, age 57, passed away Saturday, June 13th, 2020 in Oklahoma City. He was born May 29, 1963 in Pawnee, Oklahoma to the late Harry Yola and Pearline Harjo Yola. He was a welder and graduated from Hartshorn School. His hobbies were fishing and going out to eat. He enjoyed spending time with his family and friends. Michael was a member of the Seminole tribe and Fusuchi Band. Preceding Michael in death are his parents, brother Raymond Yola and sister Irma Yola. Those left to cherish Michael's memories are 2 daughters, Crystal Alexander and Nicole Yola, both of Oklahoma City, 10 grandchildren, 2 sisters, Deborah Cardenas and Betty Yola, both of Oklahoma City, and a host of other relatives and friends. Memorial service will be 10 a.m. Wednesday, June 16th, 2020 at Stout Phillips Funeral Chapel, with Pastor Houston Tiger officiating and assisted by Jason Tiger. Arrangements by Stout Phillips Funeral Home. Linda Jane Kudi, age 58, was born June 23, 1962, passed away June 13, 2020 in Sasauk, Oklahoma at her home. Linda is preceded in death by her parents, Harry Factor Sr. and Ramona Sue Robinson, ex-husband Randy Wayne Kudi, 1 sister Carolyn Factor, 1 grandson Caleb Ryan Kudi, 1 granddaughter Aubrey Aylin Kudi Solis, and 1 step-granddaughter Alexis Lene Neal. Linda worked most of her life at Flex and Gate in Ada, Oklahoma. She loved spending time with her family and grandchildren, having cookouts. She enjoyed everything and liked to travel, taking her cruise trips a couple of times with co-workers. She went to the Grand Canyon with her sisters, aunts, and cousins, and at one point they had enjoyed a getaway to Las Vegas. In her spare time, she loved to enjoy some time at the casinos or just get in the car and take a drive here and there. When she was able, she was a hard worker and a good person to know. She never hurt anyone and would help anyone she could. She will be missed and loved dearly by her children, grandchildren, family, and friends. Funeral service will be 2 p.m. Wednesday, June 17th, 2020 at Stout Phillips Chapel, with Pastor Ferentino Kudi officiating, and burial to follow at Vamusa Cemetery. And we lift all the family members up at this time. Happy birthday to Bunny Carpicci, Dee Dee Fixco, Kelly Atkins Marthley, Cynthia Johnson, and we'll go ahead and do some upcoming birthdays. These were sent in. Kyla Harjo, Liz Tilley, Megan Larney, Chrissy Gerald, Carlos Meneses, Darlene Schaefer, Stace Harjo, Katie Isaacs, Kevin Bunner, and Keaton Esselstrom, with a special shout out to Seminole Tribe of Florida's Gary McInturf. He's a visitor up here to Seminole Nation many times throughout the year. Just happy birthday to everyone, and happy birthday to everyone that's got birthdays coming up. Information from the Seminole Nation. We have currently some IT server work going on with the phone systems being affected. If you've been trying to call into the complex or trying to call into some of the services and programs and you have been not getting through, it's one of the reasons why is that the servers are still down, but they are intermittently working. Myself at the communications office, our phones have been off and on. It's usually in the afternoon they'll be off, and then you can get to us in the morning, but until then it'll be just hit and miss. We know that crews are actually working on it right now, and I'd like to thank Josh Butler and his team, Adam Bear and Zach Self, for their hard work on doing this. Thankless job. It's a hard work, but they're out there trying to make it happen. So we'll be up running here pretty soon. Just keep trying. I do know that the main complex phone is operational, so if you need to contact a service or program, they may be able to get you the information that you need at the main complex. Just be patient, and we're working on it. Currently, the emergency assistance applications are out, and with the systems being down, it's highly encouraged that if you sent any information in by email on this application, if you sent your application in by email and have not received a confirmation, please be aware that at this time we are encouraging to send by postal mail or the drop box at the complex office. Outside the complex office, we have a drop box where you may produce your copy and have it sent up that way securely. But it's very highly encouraged that you get that in one of those two ways: postal mail, Dropbox. Be advised that the complex offices are not currently open to the public. So any information that you try to relay through the doors, glass doors, and the receptionist is not there, she's probably trying to process and work on the applications. Chances are you'll be met with a polite, at this time I'm working. So just hang in there, be patient, and we're trying to work through this and be as get these applications processed as fast as possible. Also, applications online can be downloaded at www.sno-nsn.gov. They can also be picked up as hard copies at the 3 convenience store locations in Wewoka, I-40 Travel Plaza, and at the River Mist store. Also at the OAP and Miccosukee Mission Transit bus stops, there'll also be hard copies there as well, and at the complex drop box as at the Miccosukee complex here. So hard copies located. If you don't see one there, please contact our communications office and we'll definitely get some printed out if you haven't received one, and deposit them at those locations. Of course, our communications office is 405-382-1010. Obviously, I'm not there now, so just leave a message. We'll get back to you. The tag office is open to process requests through the mail and drop box. The lobby will remain closed to the public until the state of emergency is lifted for the Seminole Nation. The BCR tag office will process requests dropped off at the office while you wait in your vehicle as long as you arrive before 3:30 p.m. business hour. Please call the office after you drop off your registration documents and let them know inside that you're outside waiting. Please be aware that the office will not accept cash at this time. Please be aware that the office will not accept cash at this time. Thank you for your patience and understanding. The BCR will work to ensure that the health of employees, which enable us to continue to be as service travel members during the pandemic. Just be patient. Any other questions that you may have for the BCR office, contact 405-382-8617. That's 405-382-8617, Seminole Nation Tag Office, BCR Commission, located there at the Miccosukee Mission. Seminole Nation casinos have reopened. They were reopened Monday. The flagship I-40 Casino Travel Plaza will be open from 8 a.m. In the morning daily to 2 a.m., while the Kanawha and Woka casinos will be open from noon to midnight Sunday through Thursday. Noon to midnight Sunday through Thursday. It's Kanawha and Woka. And on Friday and Saturday, open from noon to 2 a.m. Nearly 3 months ago, the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma closed all 3 casino properties in order to protect the guests, employees, and community members from the spread of COVID-19. Interim General Manager Shane Berry stated, "It has been a long 3 months, and we are excited to be back welcoming guests to all 3 of our casinos. Our team has been working extremely hard to prepare a clean, safe, and wildly fun environment for your next visit. The time has come, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Although we may be behind a mask, we are smiling wide." Safety measures include at all 3 casinos, but are not limited to, temperature screening with non-invasive technology upon entry of all guest employees is required. People with temperature readings over 100.4 degrees will not be permitted entry. Protective face masks or coverings are strongly recommended. Increased cleaning and sanitation protocols are enforced. Increased hand sanitation stations are prevalent throughout the casinos. Social distancing of 6 feet is highly encouraged, with COVID-19 and PPE training for employees that have been taking place and are in place. Continued evaluation for the need of adjusted protocols is daily. Any information or promotions, please follow the Seminole Nation Casinos on social media and visit SeminoleNation.casino for updates. That's SeminoleNation.casino for updates. If you are in the Seminole City area, the seasonal spraying for mosquitoes begins tomorrow, continuing through Friday. The city will be spraying Whitekiller, a Promethean-based chemical used by public health officials for mosquito abatement. Anyone with questions regarding this, please contact the Community Development Office at 405 405-382-4330, 405-382-4330, exit, extension 114. So get some spraying going on tomorrow night. In national news, you have a federal judge stating that the U.S. Treasury Department must release $679 million in coronavirus relief to the tribes that it intended to withhold over a court challenge. Associated Press reports Flagstaff, Arizona, the U.S. Treasury Department must release $679 million in coronavirus relief funding for tribes that it intended to withhold while a court challenge over the agency's initial round of payments to tribal governments played out in court. This ruling came late Monday. U.S. District Judge Amit Mehta in Washington, D.C. said the agency doesn't have discretion to withhold the money that is part of the federal relief package that included $8 billion for tribes. He ordered the Treasury Department to disperse it among tribal governments by Wednesday. Mehta said continued delay in the face of an exceptional public health crisis is no longer acceptable. The relief package was approved in late March with a deadline for the funding to be distributed to tribes by April 26. The payments were delayed as the Treasury Department grappled with methodology. It decided to use federal tribal population data for the initial $4.8 billion distribution to 574 federally recognized tribes in early May. Much of the remaining $3.2 billion based on tribes, employment, and expenditure data went out Friday, the department said. Mehta's ruling came in one of several cases filed by tribes, some of which have been consolidated. Mehta said no court order prevents the Treasury Department from releasing the $679 million. He allowed the departments to withhold $7.65 million that the Prairie Band Potawatomi Nation of Kansas tribe alleges it was shortchanged in the initial distribution of funding. COVID-19 Emergency Assistance Program application is currently available. So there was some areas here that we wanted to talk about just a little bit, and maybe some clear up some misunderstandings on it. The one thing is the eligibility information in Part 2. And if you've received your application, you know that the eligibility information is a series of 6 questions. One of the questions on there states, are there any other unforeseen financial costs resulting from COVID-19? Please list and describe. Pretty self-explanatory right there. Have you had any distance learning costs due to COVID-19 is another one. Do you currently have any overdue utility bills? Do you currently have an overdue rent or mortgage bill? And have you had a loss of income during income due to COVID-19? And have you had any medical expenses due to COVID-19? So any one of those eligibility requirements there, if you checked it and ensured and you signed off on it, it's just to ensure that you do certify the above information is correct. So that's all that's needed on those applications. I think we're getting a lot of calls and concerns. I know from our office that folks wasn't sure if they qualify for it. So if you just meet one of those extenuating circumstances, which we've all been affected by the COVID-19, and you certify it to be true, then you shouldn't have a problem with it. We're about 20 minutes into it. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I got a lot of due-outs today. We're finishing up on your newspaper. And, a lot of things going on. And the key thing is to just take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, and we'll get through this. And if you have any questions about anything regarding the communications office, anything within the nation, don't hesitate to contact the tribal switchboard at 405-257-7200, or the communications office at 405-382-1010, and we'll try to help you out and point you in the right direction. Other than that, we'll call it a day. We say Mado, Hedam Chihi Chaflis, and thank you KWSH with the legendary 1260 and the legendary Dennis Burton at the helm. We'll see you next week. Mado.